Okay, thanks Jay, thanks everyone. So today I'm going to talk about a program that we did with Project Concern International in South Africa, lessons learned on a model for social mobilization to address violence against women in South Africa, and relates to the prevention of HIV and AIDS. So I first want to just take an audience poll to see how many of you have been either affected by gender-based violence or violence against women, who've known somebody, have seen it, who's been affected by it in their lives. Okay, quite a few people. How many of you have directly witnessed violence against women? Seen it, physical abuse, marks on women, heard fights next door, that kind of, again, quite a few of you. So now my question is, what did you do about it? When you heard it, when you saw it, when you felt it, what action did you take against it? That's sort of the basis of this program that we did in South Africa. Okay, thank you. So this was a program, it was a 4-year program funded by PEPFAR through USAID. And it was based on the original assumption that violence against women was a social norm. That was a cultural norm. That was something that was ingrained into society. It was not really maybe so-called accepted, but it was part of something that people didn't know how to do, didn't know how to prevent it from being perpetuated. So this program, led by PCI, as I mentioned, we had 2 local networks, the KwaZulu-Natal and Western Cape networks on violence against women, who are our 2 main implementing partners who really did the groundwork. Again, the initial focus was on addressing social norms. That was the original thought or the intent, the theory of change when we went into the program. However, based on a baseline survey that we did in the beginning of the program in 2009, we found that the vast majority of people actually rejected this attitudinal statement about supporting violence against women. In other words, they knew that it was wrong. Violence against women was not something that was socially acceptable. But the problem was people didn't know what to do about it. So the direction of the program from our original intent was redirected to really focusing on transforming inaction into action to address violence against women at the community level. So this is the model we took. And I just want to also note that, this was a basis of preventing violence against women as a way of preventing HIV and AIDS. As mentioned already, there's been causal pathways between gender-based violence and HIV, including direct exposure to HIV through rape and sexual violence, and also indirectly through choice-limiting psychological and contextual factors that increase the risk. So again, there's that link between violence against women and prevalence of HIV. So this is our model. We had sector partnerships where we really had a grassroots campaign with what we call community engagers and community influencers to really join groups called prevention and action groups that could see how they could address violence against women in the ground level, and went through trainings on how to do this. We had, again, the trainings and capacity development, which was, multi-sessions, talk about what to do as a group and how to make it sustainable. Communication, activities, and resources. So we had a major campaign, as you can see in the pictures on the left, of very colorful logo, sort of like the pink ribbon campaign. We just wanted to make it really visual and noticeable, and painting communities, showing sort of that solidarity through application of messaging and colors and logos and so forth. We had both national campaigns, the province level campaigns, and then also local grassroots campaigns. And also research, monitoring, and evaluation, which was a huge component of this. If we weren't able to really look at the different factors and reevaluate what we were doing based on the research that we were collecting during the program, and be able to redirect and had funders and donors that were supportive of that, we wouldn't have been able to do this. Okay, so I just want to quickly go over some of the actions. Over an 18-month period, we collected 2,500 stories of how people prevented violence against women. So they were doing SMSing, Facebook. We collected it in real time in Salesforce database to see and show people how people are taking action against violence against women. The approaches to the prevention, as you can see, the biggest ones were that discussion with the actual victim and perpetrator, intervening in the moments of violence, and also going to police and getting legal involvement in incidents of violence against women. And these are the committees to set up. And in the violence-free zones, again, was the visual way of really getting out to the communities and making the activities known. We also had signed manifestos in businesses and homes, or people signed saying, "I do not support violence against women." So in conclusion, we had we had the partnerships, we had local, it was a grassroots organization, but it also is an emerging model for community mobilization and something we'd like to replicate in other places around the world as well. Thank you.